Alright lads, today we're going to be looking at some potential EZA ideas for the Dragon Ball Saga. Now, there's a lot here. There's a lot of things that need upgrades. There's a lot of characters that could make this team more viable. We only have one leader, one really good leader, and that's this Int Kid Goku, who gives 170% to stats. We just need a better team. Like this, we need more leaders. We need, like, we had these sub leaders, but we just need more firepower for this team to be runnable. Like as it stands right now, this team's unrunnable. There's like a handful of units that actually make it survive. Like these two especially would help. This guy especially helps, but he doesn't really link very well. It's a lot. But we're going to be covering 4. Like we're going to cover 2 extreme units and 2 superclass units. Now the first one, obviously nostalgic favour, is this one. Pasta. Or Pasta, you know, however you pronounce it, I don't really care. She's an extreme int leader, 70% stats, key 3. She greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage and great loads attack. So if you're not familiar, again, that's a 50% raise for 1 turn, 50% debuff, even though it's 20%, but ignore that. She gets key 3 and 70%. Okay, I should mention as well, this is a Dokkan Awakening to an EZA. It's what it looked like, probably. Anyway. She gets key 3 and 70% attack and defense at start turn. Solid. She has a 50% chance to dodge. She debuffs the enemy's defense by 80% for 3 turns. And she has a 30% chance voice crack, of stunning the enemy for 2 turns. And then she reduces damage received by 40% when facing a superclass Earthling category enemy. Now, if you're not familiar, in events such as Extreme Super Battle Road, you can come across a lot of those. Ones that come... Actually, let me just load up the category. It just makes things a little bit easier to explain. So that means Krillin, Tien, Oob, these guys, Hercule, Yamcha, Mai, Hercule and Boo, these two, as a Great Saiyaman, Master Roshi and Jackie Chun, Chi-Chi. Just, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but as you scroll down, there's a lot of superclass Earthlings. These guys need to get their own, like, awakenings and such. Like, even, look, fucking Ranfan doesn't have an awakening yet. Namu, the guy who does the cross-arm dive. Just there's a lot you could do with this, but anyway, the point is, in Extreme Super Battle Road and, you know, events that have these Earthling characters, she's going to be very good defensively, and if she doesn't take a hit, she'll just dodge it and avoid damage completely. But if she does take a hit, she'll at least withstand it better than most will in her position. And on top of it, all the debuffing, the stun chance, the great learn attack, you know, she'd be very good for like Earthling, Dragon Ball Saga, Dragon Ball Seekers, Peppy Girls. Like these teams would gain a lot from her. The only thing I would say is her links kind of lower down a bit. On a Dragon Ball team, you have these 2 active a lot of the time. But aside from that, Battlefield Diva is probably the only one you can have active for a lot of the time. Unless you're running an extreme class team, Brutal Beatdown and Loyalty, you know, all these links won't be... She'll get even more damage reduction with Loyalty. Bloody hell. But yeah, I think Pasta's very good. Like, she would be a very good addition with an EZA and, you know, a lot. And as, again, nostalgic favourite, because I used to rock her a lot on my Peppy Girls team. That's the team I started my new account off with. I had Android 21 and her. She was one of the main... Back in I think it was 2019, 2018? It was around there. It was 2019, I believe, yeah. I rocked her quite a lot. Okay, but next character, Monster Carrot. A lot of people are probably going to be thinking, why the fuck him? He's terrible. Well, let's make him not terrible. He's a unique character and he needs the Dokkan Awakening into an EZA. So he kind of outmatches Pasta with his leader skill, int type, key 3 and 70% stats to int type. That's universally. Anyway, he stacks attack and has a 30% chance to stun. Not a bad super attack effect. It's decent. But then we get onto his passive, he gets 50% attack and defense and a 30% chance to dodge start turn. He gains 20% attack and defense per attack evaded. So he's like a nerfed version of STR Whis, if you know what he does, where basically when he dodges, he gets a buff for every attack he dodges. If you had to compare him to anyone, he's virtually a nerfed STR Whis. But then you have the 70% chance to stun the attacked superclass enemy. These teams together, fucking hell, on an extreme int team. These would be good. All this stunning and like all this really useful shit they're doing. Then it kind of gets debuffed when it's an extreme class enemy. Obviously, it goes down to a 30% chance, which he had originally. His links are okay, I guess. Like Shock and Speed, Chat and the Limit, Guidance of Dragon Balls. Yeah. He's on so little categories though. Earthlings. Terrifying Conquerors would be buffed from him. It's a weird little category he's on. And obviously Dragon Ball Saga. I'd say he's good. Like, he's okay. Like, he'd be decent for a free-to-play player. He's not overwhelmingly OP, but like, you could do a lot with him. He has a lot of versatility. And especially with that 20% chance to... No, not 20% chance. 20% attack and defense per attack evaded. Like, that could come into play a lot of time. It's just his dodge chance is a little low, but, you know, he's solid. He's solid. Next is this Tech Bulma. A lot of people still use her, even without an EZA. So she's Tech type key 3 and 50% stats. All Peppy Gals, key 4 and 77% stats. You know, because we needed more Peppy Gal leaders. It's just, there's so many of them. Anyway, she massively raises defense for 1 turn. If you're not familiar, 100% buff. And she has a 30% chance to stun. So, very, 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 very good super attack effect. Her passive, a new one, is attack and defense 7%, so decent. And these words get a little bit crazy. She gets an additional attack and defense 77%, and she restores 7,777 HP per Rainbow Key Sphere obtained. Now, if you're not familiar, I believe the max you can get is 5 Rainbow Key Spheres, but even then, that's a monstrous buff. Like, if you have 3, I believe, like, oh, my math is terrible, but when you get like 3 Rainbow Key Spheres with this character, on top of 70% damage reduction, which has a 70% chance to activate, she'll be crazy. Like, this Bulma card would be one of the strongest free-to-play units in the game with this EZA. I can say that with utmost confidence, but it's not going to be very consistent, considering Rainbow Key Spheres, unless you have a Rainbow Key Sphere changer on your team. She's going to struggle a bit, but with the great chance of getting 70% damage reduction, it's just... she's good. She's incredible, if I'm saying that correctly. Oh yeah, I forgot to close this down. God damn it. Right. Anyway, the last unit I want to cover is this poor Yamcha. Oh god, they did this Yamcha card dirty. So before he was key 3 and 100% stats to join forces. Now he's key 4 and 130% stats. Now I did change his super attack name to Neo Wolffang Fist, because that's pretty much what it is. It's exactly the same animation as his level 3 fighters. So I just changed it up a bit, because it's just literally the same super attack name for 12 and 18k. Anyway, for his 12 key now he raises attack and defense for 3 turns, causes colossal damage and lowers defense. So whereas before all he did was just lower defense. This makes him a little bit more viable in terms of defense and attack, you know, and that kind of deal. Now he greatly raises attack and defense for 3 turns, causes mega, so on his 18k I should mention. Whereas before it was just massively lower defense. These super attacks are really good. It's all I can say. He has a similar passive skill to LR Goku and Frieza, except a little bit better. So he gets attack and defense 100% when performing a super attack, plus an additional attack and defense when performing an ultra super attack. So he gets 200. He has the passive skill of Jiren, basically, when you're doing an 80 key super attack, where he just literally gets 200% attack and defense. And Now this part of his passive, where he would be stunned if there's a Peppy Gals enemy, now it's a 30% chance to be stunned. Because as hilarious as this little effect was, it means that he's not going to be very viable on the teams that he's on. And obviously, like in Super Battle Road and whatnot, he's going to be extremely exposed. Because I believe there are a few Peppy Gal enemies in some of the stages. I believe there's a Videl sprinkled sometimes. I'm not entirely sure, but I know if there ever is a Peppy Gal's enemy, he's kind of cucked. But now he has a less likelihood of getting cucked, pretty much. And not just by Vegeta. I mean, what? I'm sorry. But he'd be really good with these teams on his own. Worthy Rivals, Earthlings, Joint Forces, Dragon Ball, Seekers, DB Saga. This Yamcha and Poir just needs to be buffed. He needs an EZA. It's just so sad to see how pathetic his original card is. And to just see how bad his original card really is. It's a shame because his super attack effects, like his super attack animations are really nice as well. And this is the only Yamcha and Poir card in the game. So, in theory, they should get an EZA because they're a unique unit. But overall, I would say he's pretty good. He's very good for if you have him, especially because he greatly raises. But he needs to be attacking first for him to be defensively sound. That applied to before he got his EZA as well, but now it applies even more. So you want to rock him in slot 2. That might be a weakness of his, and maybe his links, but aside from that, he's very good. So yeah, there's all of the Dragon Ball Saga orientated EZAs. 2 Superclass and 2 Extreme Class. I would say these 2 are very versatile, but I don't think they match in comparison to these 2. Especially Bulma. Bulma's probably the strongest out of the lot. Yeah, she's probably the strongest out of the lot. With the 100% defensive buff, and if she activates that 70% damage reduction, she's good. Like, nothing touches her. It's just, nothing's gonna harm her. Like, with her links maybe a bit wonky, but aside from that, like, she's very strong. And then with the Yamcha's way better now. His only weak point is probably slot 2. He's a slot 2 kind of oriented unit. And obviously Peppy Gals. It's way less likely for you to get, like, fucked over now. But on the off chance that you do, then you're kind of fucked. I kept this in. I didn't want to remove it because obviously this is very specific, and obviously it's a unique trait of his card. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this, because the Dragon Ball Saga team, it desperately needs buffs. Like, there's just not enough for this team to be viable. We should cover these guys, getting awakenings to EZAs and, you know, the lot next. Because obviously there's so many characters in rare and below. Well, not below. In like the rare and SR zone. Like, look. The amount of characters you could run with a Dragon Ball Saga team. There's just so much versatility. And Earthlings would get a buff as well if these guys are on Earthlings. I believe they are. No, they're not. But yeah, the Dragon Ball Saga especially would get these buffs. But, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video of mine.